Good day, Hassan.
Good day indeed. After that thing that looked like the start of the apocalypse last night, any day seems like a good day. Ready to sail?
You have a pretty island here. The view is incredible.
What can any man say about the place he was born? I'm glad to live and breathe on this isle, as hard as times may be sometimes. It's less crazy than the Isle of Wonder, more civilized than the Isle of the Beast, more down to earth than the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, and certainly more solid than the newly discovered Isle of Mist and any other rocks that might be hiding out there near the boundaries of the world. This little place is the best spot for anyone to live, native to the archipelago, or otherwise.
Home is always the most beautiful place, Captain.
It was even the safest spot to be during those hard times we were having shortly before King Alexander arrived. He was darned lucky to have washed up on this very isle all right.
The works of destiny, my friend. The works of destiny.
Who knows what might have happened to him otherwise? Alhazred might have found out and snuffed him out like a candle. The twisted toad. 15 years with that scheming warthog inside the castle walls. Why didn't someone realize the truth sooner?
Sometimes we have to realize what we are about to lose in order to know how precious it is to us.
Yes, and I'm more grateful to your son than I can express in words, Graham. We all are.
Since you mentioned hidden places in these lands, that makes me wonder. The Archdruid told me to look for a magic bag that was lost in the sea. Do you have any ideas where I could find this?
I may know these waters like the palm of my hand, but its depths, that's another question. It'd be like finding a needle in a haystack, if you catch my drift. Maybe if you had a better reference. I'd recommend asking Ali, the bookshop owner. That man knows about everything that goes on in these lands.
I'll follow your advice. You must know all about the village. I mean, being born here and all.
You betcha. It's not that big, but we've got everything a village needs. A baker, a weaver, a metalworker, a doomsayer.
What?
Just pulling your leg. But we do have our share of eccentrics, which we tolerate all the time. Well, most of the time anyway. But this being the best as well as the safest isle, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose.
Where do most of the people live?
Mostly on the outskirts. Not many of them live in the actual village, unless they enjoy being kept up by late-night festivals, and being woken up by peddlers bellowing out what they're selling before the sun's fully up in the morning.
Seems like a fun place to live in.
Ah, yes. Best place in the world, Graham. Best place in the world.
I've encountered many sailors during my adventures. I always wondered what it's like to live in the sea, being a land person myself.
There's nothing like working on what you love. Feeling the air in your face as you sail across new areas. It's an amazing experience, Graham.
Did you always want to be a sailor?
All of my life. It runs in the family. My father trained me on how to sail this ferry, as did his father before him, and so on. I've yet to make enough money to support a family, since I've been out of the business for so long. It may be a while before I have a son to teach, but hopefully I will someday. I've got enough life ahead of me.
I wish I could say the same for my son.
What?
My son, your king. He was kidnapped from us when he was only a few months old and became a slave to an evil sorcerer. He returned to us a short time before his 18th birthday. We've only really known him for a few years, and that's hardly enough time to teach a prince how to rule a kingdom.
The things you learn. I wouldn't worry about him, though. He has good instincts. He asks the right questions, he gets the right answers. He was able to find a way off this island and navigate his way through all the others. He's done what no other princes I've known, even though I've known next to none, have been able to do. Bring the former king and queen back from the dead, uncover the evil plot of a seemingly innocent man, gain possession of a genie, and if you say he survived slavery under an evil sorcerer, then there's no doubt he's a smart fella. He's got the basics down. And I'm sure that his wife can help him in any area where he needs it.
Still, as a father, I just can't stop worrying.
Just like my own father. What's funny is that I never really learned until I went out there by myself. When you don't have someone to call to, and the storm is at your bow, you always find a way to manage, though.
I can relate. My story's not too different from yours. I'm grateful my son met Cassima. She's a very brave woman.
Yes, sir. That's what I always say. Don't let yourself be fooled by her delicate look. The girl has a brave soul.
I sensed that in her when I first met her in Mordok's castle back when the wizard had enslaved her. She saved my life.
Did she? So she didn't only help the king bring the vizier down, but she also helped you?
She's full of surprises.
Even as a little girl, I could tell that Cassima was going to be a fine ruler when she grew up. She loved the town and the townspeople. She would often go down to the bookstore to read Ali's latest arrivals. And, of course...
She rode your ferry.
Who's telling this story?
Oh, go on. I'll be quiet.
Anyway, like you said, she loved to ride the ferry from isle to isle. That was until that dog Alhazred's activities made the isle so dangerous that I had to stop ferrying passengers entirely. Cassima was so sad. She was almost a teenager then. Still, that didn't stop her from visiting the village whenever she could. The way she talked, you'd think she was one of the regular townspeople. And when she grew up and started spending more time at the castle, being trained to be a queen, it was heartbreaking for some of us. It was like losing a favorite daughter.
When Alexander was taken, the kingdom fell into sorrow as well. I can't believe it's all happening again.
Calm down, sire. Calm down. There's a clear day to follow every stormy night.
Thank you for talking with me.
Talking with you? That wasn't talking. I could go on for half an hour and still consider a conversation a chat. This was just a casual exchange of words. You come to me at night when you've got plenty of spare time to kill, and I'll show you some real talking.
No thanks. Like they say, silence is golden.
Whatever you say, Graham. Come back when you're ready to sail.
The boy is trying his luck fishing off the edge of the dock. However, he doesn't seem to have caught anything yet. Looking at the boy reminds Graham of his own experiences fishing in the lakes of Daventry as a child.
Hello there, lad. Have you had any luck catching fish today?
Nah, fish have all gone into hiding because of that storm last night. Mom was really scared. I've been trying to catch something for lunch, but there's no bites. I'm getting hungry.